What's up, everyone? Thanks for joining me. We are going to be making some animal sounds. That was just my little warm-up on my controllers here. I hope you're all excited. We're going to flip animal sounds into beats. We're going to use them for drums, for melody, and we already, I think, have the first animal sound, Cashmere Animals 17 in the chat. My name's Nick. I make YouTube videos on the Splice channel, and I'm really excited to make some beats with y'all. And this is going to be very collaborative. We're going to take suggestions in both chats. And yeah, let's just start this off with a new project here. I'm going to go into Ableton, and let's just start with this Cashmere Animal 17. If y'all could throw links into the description, or the chat, sorry, that would be very helpful. Throw links into the Splice chat. But we're going to go ahead and get started by finding some animal sounds. And we're going to go to Splice first. So we've got Cashmere Animals 17. I'm going to just search that. And I'm going to show you all a cool feature that's going to allow us to find similar sounds on Splice. So let's just go to search. And we're going to select Cashmere Animals 17. If y'all could send some animal sounds from Splice or wave files, I will get them in the chat. But we are flipping animal sound. Okay, so here's the first sound we're going to start with. Awesome. That's pretty. It's a scream. So what's interesting is, I'm curious. I'm definitely going to download this. Let's download this right now. Actually, I need to sign into my other account. Let's just do that. We can use that show similar sounds feature. And it's going to show us, I'm curious if it's going to show us any, like, there it is, bass sounds. I'm curious, because that kind of sounded like some FM synthesis. Yeah, and don't forget to make some nostalgic music. We'll be listening to those weekly rhythm submissions tomorrow. Here's the sound. So let's go to show similar. I'm so curious what this is going to. So all have similar envelopes and like kind of vibes, but nothing that, like, you know, somewhat similar, but not too similar, which is actually great, because then we can use it to kind of complement that. We've got another sound here. Thanks for sending. Well, so let me see. You got the wave file. Yep, I've got a wave file here. Please, if you want to send Splice links, you can also go to the Splice, go to the three little overflow menu here, and go to share. And then you can just drop that in the chat, and that'd be very helpful. So now we're going to start this beat, because this was the first one we came with this one credit sound. And y'all, give me a BPM in the chat. I'm going to pick the 4th BPM, whatever it is. Y'all start listing some BPMs in the chat. I am going to select the 4th BPM, whatever that is. Hope it's not a crazy BPM. Don't put any crazy. Okay, 133 is the first one. 135 is the next one. So 666. Shit. Someone has complete control. Can't double up. 123. Okay. Wow, old cheesy, you did 2. I'm gonna have to omit that one, and we're gonna do 88. Okay, so we're gonna do 88 beats per minute, and we're gonna do a few of these ideas. So this will be the first one. 120. Too late. 4th one, and I'm discounting double entries, y'all. Let's play by the rules. And so we're at 88 beats per minute. Let's see here. I'm gonna take the elephant sound, and let's see. 88 beats per minute is an interesting vibe. I don't know if I can make it really aggressive. I was gonna make it maybe like something more aggressive. What kind of genre do y'all hear based off that elephant sound? If you had to go with that elephant sound. It'd be hard to fit that into a lo-fi chill hop beat, but I bet we could. But I think it tends itself to maybe something more EDM-y. But let's go ahead and just drop this into a sampler and see what we get. Sometimes it's fun to sound design and just see where the music takes you, or where the sound design takes you, as far as genre, as far as feeling. So we're going to put that into a sampler. And let me see here. Okay, well, I've got that was definitely not the whale sound. Let me just delete this track. I was messing around a little bit in Ableton beforehand. I'm going to actually reset this pretty much. So now we have... So a cool trick we can do in Ableton, I like to get maybe like a pad voicing, is to kind of find like a small section. This one has kind of some interesting movement. And let me go ahead, just zoom in here. And what we're going to do is go into the sustain mode, do this loop function, and let's just hear this. I'm going to go up, let me see, an octave. Yeah, that's sounding very noisy. So what we're gonna have to do is do a little filtering. So we're gonna put in, I'm gonna put in EQ8. Actually, we have an instance right here on my default. Now, if you didn't know you could save default instances of your Ableton tracks, I highly recommend it, because I basically add an EQ compressor and gain, utility device on all my tracks. And what you should do is just load those on. I have it set to like a low cut, and then just right click on the track, say save as default MIDI or audio track. That's a really good workflow. And we want to take out some of that high end as well. And let me see here. Now, I think this would sound actually kind of cool with some reverb. Y'all, let's get some more animal sounds. I don't know if I can make an entire beat with just one elephant sound. I could try to do that. I don't know if you want to watch me do that. If you do, then don't send any more sounds. So right now I'm just trying to sound design it a little bit so I can get something kind of melodic going, but we're going to be at 88 beats per minute. I'm going to take the reverb down here a little bit, and what I want to do is kind of maybe throw on some RC20. Actually, no, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that from our high fidelity sound. I want to throw on, let me see, a little effect rack from Audio Sound Toys. So I'm going to search effect rack. And if y'all, I believe they're offering this device for free for maybe the next 30 days. I'm not sure, but definitely look into something. They have great devices, and I think they're offering this kind of combo thing, which is a combination of all their effects basically. And let's see, let's get some micro shift. It's going to give us a little wobbliness in the pitch. Yeah, it's getting there. I can hear it sounding a little better, but still, it's very noisy. What we can do maybe is try to, I'm going to get Pro Q on here. Let's get, now I'm feeling the drums though. Let me get a kit loaded on my MPC if I can record a beat here. Let's see. So I'm going to get this Pro Q. So another cool tip, if you search Pro Q, I mean, yeah, I have it here. Sometimes there's other plugins, you have presets. I really recommend this. I found this workflow so good. Ready? So if I just search Pro Q, like one word, it's the only thing, because essentially if you have like really go-to third-party effects, y'all, and this probably will apply to most DAWs, this kind of convention, but save the default instance. Like I saved it here in a effect rack. So save that as like your shorthand name, and that way we can pull that up super quickly. Now, by the time I just talked through that whole thing, it kind of wasted all that momentum. So now let's hear this. I think I want to boost a little bit in the 1K slightly. Now let's put on an arpeggiator. I'm just gonna see how that's gonna sound with like a chord. And this is from an elephant sound. I'm about to put in a beat, and I need more sounds, y'all. I need some more animal sounds. We're flipping animal sounds into beats. Whatever the animal sound, here's the original sound. So we loaded that into sampler, and now I'm gonna hear an arpeggiator. Now, the other thing I think, it's a little harsh sounding. Let's get some birds. That sounds great. Please get some birds. I'm seeing some chat, some good. So we can control the volume envelope here. And maybe down. I'm going to make this dynamic because that's one of the features I love about Pro Q2 is that you can make dynamic EQs very easily just by right-clicking like that. And then the last thing, okay, so to cheat a little bit, I'm going to put some resonators on here, see what this would sound like. Resonators are going to add a little pitch to this, so let's just go here. And I'm going to set it to, now here's the thing. I didn't tune it yet. This is a good point. I have resonator set to C, so here's a good tip. On tuner, and I'm going to hold down C on my keyboard. And I'm not getting pitch, so here's a good way to try and find the, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, that bass fundamental is triggering a B-ish. Now, again, we're taking an elephant sound and trying to turn it into something. Thank you for sending the first Splice link. That's so, all right, that sound's definitely going in there automatically, y'all. If you send me a Splice link, I can download it super fast onto the computer, and we can get it in this stream idea. But this is in B, so I'm going to tune it up one semitone. So go to sample, the pitch oscillator tab here. Go to transposition 2 semitones. Or sorry, did I say, yeah, 1 semitone. Yeah, now that's closer to C. I'm going to detune a little bit with the detune. And now I'm going to open back up all the inharmonic tones that were throwing off the tuner. But now I know this is also closer to C. Cool. All right, so now let me get a beat in, and then here's the second sound that was thrown into the chat. All right, I'm just going to, I love ambient bird sounds. I feel like I don't need to do anything to this, although we could. Ooh, did you hear that? It was about, let me hear that again. I need to hear that again. I feel like there was a perfect part for another instrument just like this. Let's hear. Let's put in the bird sounds to start. And I'm still looking for more samples in the chat. Oh no. Someone said the instructions were not clear. I ended up flipping an actual animal over. Well, if my cat jumps on my desk, I'll flip the animal so you don't feel so alone. I was thinking about trying to get my cat on the stream. And then we're going to use this as the intro. Don't worry, y'all. We're going to make a cool beat. It's just moving a little slow because I need more animal sounds. And we're going to go a little crazy here, but it was right here. Right there was where I heard it in the chat. So I think we're going to try to use that also as a sampler instrument. So here's a cool trick. Again, we're going to do sampler. Actually, I'm curious. Let me try Pigments. Pigments has a great sample engine now. I did not know I don't know how many of y'all are aware. Thanks for the third sound, y'all. Oh, no, we have 4 sounds. I'm getting a little slow here. Pigments has a good sample engine inside of the 2 oscillators now, or the 2 engines, if you will. So they've added basically a sampler. And it has granular synthesis, which is really dope. So really quickly, I'm going to reset this. I'm going to go to filter. Actually, it could be cool to get a vibe going. Let me just see. I'm going to arm Pigments here. That sounds kind of cool. Let's see. What's 88 BPM feel like right now? We're feeling it. Oh, Pigments. All right, does not like that. I'm going to have to buffer. I'm going to have to change my buffer size. So y'all, if you get that crackling, I was going really low latency for the stream, but let me just jump that up really quickly. Remember, the lower the number on your latency, like the buffer size, the harder your CPU has to work, but no, less latency for us. But then if you ever hear that crackling, you know it's time to jump up in the bumper. So let's see. Here's 88. Cool. Yeah, I think we'll start there, kind of like with a C, kind of C minor ninth to F minor ninth vibe, to give us a little structure, to give us a little target for adding in the elephant and the bird sounds. And so yeah, let me just go ahead and I'm gonna I can play it in. Actually, yeah, let me just play in something really quick. All right, so and I'm gonna quantize by a certain percentage. Shift Command U is going to basically, give you your quantized percentage in Ableton. All DAWs have this functionality. It's a really good tool. The looser you play, maybe the higher percentage. If you're really tight when you play it in, the lower percentage. But I felt like that was like a 48 maybe. And the other thing is my grid was too tiny. I'm going to Command Z that. Again, my quantized settings is to current grid. So I'm going to do Command 2 to make the grid a little bigger. Notice now it's going to be pushed, and like some of them might be too much. I'm going to have to undo it. But now Command U. All right, so the original plan was that's a vibe. That's kind of giving us an established feeling. We'll do something more high energy on the second beat we do. But for this one, I'm thinking now we need to get that elephant sound we started with, which, I thought I deleted it. No, it's right here. So what we're going to do is go to the elephant sound, arm it, of course, Nick. And then let's see what kind of, I'm going to filter this a little bit because the elephant sound's not going to cut through. So just put an auto filter before my kind of default effect. And, did not mean to do that. Let's just kind of get it going here. And then I'm going to try to record a beat. Oh man, someone downloaded a Cat Meow. I love cats. All right, so we're still on the first sound, but the first sound was sounding pretty cool because what we did was, all right, now we have the resonators. Let me turn this back on. And here's the first sound. Now, I don't know if I want the arpeggiator anymore because I'm feeling a little more swing, human groove. That sounded kind of cool. Kind of sounds reminds me a little. I'm not gonna say that, but Flume maybe. No, I'd be too humbled to say that. Let's hear that. So let's hear this. This is the elephant sound we started. And then, what's my name? I am Nick Chen. You can look me up at Nick the Chen on socials. And yeah, I do YouTube videos for the Splice channel. We're just making animal sounds into beats. So pretty simple day, if you ask me. Pretty simple vibe. Now, I really think this needs to be wider than the chords if we solo both now. And then, of course, my timing was really messed up. I wanted to go an octave down, so what the idea was there. I'm just going to Command D. So hit A to get out of automation. Command D, not Command S, save. Okay, and then double click, Command A, and then Shift arrow key down. And to make this wider, there's a few options, but I have Haas effects, kind of a few of them saved here, and I'll just use my first one. And this is essentially just two utilities that are panned left and right. They have a delay on one of them, and it's around 17 milliseconds. So let's hear how that sounds with the pad at the beginning. All right, so now I'm going to try to use my MPC to play in a beat. Let's see. And I just want to make sure y'all can hear this. You should be able to hear this now. Yeah, this sound, Courtney was an elephant. This started with a Cat Meow. Here's the original sound. So we're going to move on from that sound. I'm going to move on to the other sounds y'all have given me. We got the bird sound. I didn't put the bird sound in Pigments. I got distracted. Oh, I got to use that. So that is the original sound we just started with, and we just turned it into a kind of a beautiful pad. So we went a little opposite. I feel like it could have been really easy to turn that into like an EDM, like wonk or a wub. Definitely, I think needs more reverb. So I didn't even put reverb there. Sorry. Keep getting distracted because when I hear sound design, I need to, address the issues or else I will forget it. So we're going to go to add in Echo Boy. You can open the presets here on the right. And then I'm going to go into actually guitar because sometimes I feel like those are really, characteristic. And not hearing a huge difference. I wonder if... Oh, I hear that. It's very subtle, actually. That one's subtle. I'm actually going to do this. Here's a cool trick in Pro Q. If you actually right and you hit split, right click and hit split, then you have like a right and a left. This is a little too extreme. So again, I'm going to make these dynamic, meaning only, when they hit a certain threshold, then it'll actually boost it downwards. So you don't get too much like extreme peaking. So make dynamic. Yeah, oh, sorry, Joe Nasty, yes, and I'm sorry I didn't address this. There was unfortunately a personal issue with Take a Day Trip, so they will not be able to, obviously they were not going to be able to join today. We'll hope to get them back on. We do have a video on our YouTube channel if you want to check that out. But yeah, sorry y'all, and thanks for bearing with us. But yeah, we're gonna be flipping animal sounds instead. But this one sounds pretty dope, actually. I think from this Kashmir elephant scream. All right, so now let's get the other sounds and actually build the speed out. So I'm going to unsolo this. Let's get here at the beginning. And I wanted to use my MPC to get a rhythm going because I feel like some of the other instruments... Let me turn the metronome on so I don't have to quantize it too much. And yeah, I think it's coming in really soft and definitely have to boost the volume. So I'm just going to go ahead, hit record. Kind of messed up a little bit, but let's see. We can get something in there from there. Actually, it's coming in really soft. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to turn my gain up a little bit. Let me... Nah. For the sake of the stream, I'm just going to go forward. We can boost the gain. We can make it... As long as you're not clipping, that's generally better. So we're going to go ahead, put on my go-to drum bus. And yeah, it's not that tight. So what we're going to do, we can quantize it a little bit. But I think what we're going to do instead is manually quantize it. So that's sometimes nice. Because sometimes I like a little early. That's a little too early. So again, it's a little grid tutorial. Warp markers, are very, very powerful in Ableton. Probably one of the reasons a lot of people switch to it. So we're just going to do a little stretching here. And then let me get that meow in there. Sorry, can y'all hear me now? I think I was muted. Let me just double check. Yes, you can hear me now. I'm going to go into my OBS really quick. I know that's okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure. And I don't want to be doubled. Sorry. And let's get this a little bit tighter. Yeah, and you can hear I definitely messed up the fill a little bit. That's fine. We can fix it as long as we know the original intention. Sometimes that can be hard, though. And let me just fix this here. Actually, you know, I probably would re-record that. But again, for the sake of the stream, I want to get to other beats too. I want to just like get maybe like 40 minutes on each beat. Maybe do 3. We'll see. Hey, if Alex back, if your fire beat is nostalgic, send it to weeklyrhythm@splice.com. We'll be listening to those on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so this drum beat's almost there. And now we're going to get a few of the other sounds. The cat meow. I still kind of want to turn the bird. But this still could definitely get a little louder. So let's get it. I don't like the fill. So what I'm going to do is just Command D. Let's see how we can... All right, cool. So that'll be good enough for the idea. All right. So now we have the... All right. What do y'all want to do next? Well, let me see. Which one came in first? And let me see. I think the cat sound came in second from the bird. Yeah, I have the birds already. But yeah, here was the original idea. Before I even... This was a long tangent. So like this was, I think, 15 minutes ago. Y'all, we were going to add a sample into Pigments, and we actually never got to that step. So I'm going to put in a new instance of Pigments, and let's see. I hope this does not eat up my CPU. I don't think it will. Pigments can be on a little of the higher side because it's, I think, so intense. But let's see. I'm going to go to reset the presets. The best way is to go to, let's see, Template, and just go to Default. And then that way we only have like this one engine on. I'm going to go to Sample. And then we're going to go find that bird sound. And originally I heard a very specific part of it. You got to use your ear. I'm going to hit C on my keyboard. Sorry, that is the elephant. Dang, that sounds cool. I'm definitely should save that as a preset. So here's the original bird sound at its pitch, original pitch. And that's kind of where I want it. Now, the granular engine is really cool. So I can kind of play around with the grain, like the size, which is going to be like really short, fast, or longer grains. The density is how many grains there are. So this will get really intense. So, and that sounds nothing like the original bird sound. It sounds pretty cool. Now, another thing we can do is like start maybe putting some of these LFOs and apply them to some of these granular synthesis parameters. One good one can be like which way, or the size, like how big. There's like random sizes a little bit here. Very cool. Not fitting the vibe I wanted for this beat. So I'm going to take the density down. Y'all can hear how that can get really crazy. I didn't put any effects. That was literally just the granular synthesis engine. No effects in pigments, no processing. Yeah, maybe take the LFO, and then I'm going to apply this one to, let's see. Let's do, yeah, LFO 2 sounds good. So I'm going to do LFO 2, and then we just need to simply drag the knob that we want. Boom. That's a little, yeah, it definitely sounds dubby and trance and a little alarming for this beat. But let's make it work. I think we can. All right, let's see. Let me start from the beginning. Yeah, I think I could like use it almost like a transition. I'm not gonna go now. If we were doing a dubstep, if we were like on the dubstep version of this like exercise, I definitely would harp into this one. But I'm gonna use it just as like a, man. I mean, that sounds so cool in itself, man. All right, so I have to just see where that could go. I'm going to put on a. I'm just so curious how that would sound with vocal synth too. Oh, okay. Well, that's a little embarrassing. My account that I have logged in, this free account, does not have access to vocal synth 2. So let's actually not use vocal synth 2. Put on little altar boy. Let me see here. Here's how this would sound pitch shifted. All right, that sounds really cool. We're gonna save this one. We're actually gonna save this, and we're gonna recall it in the next project, but we're not gonna use it right at the beginning of this. We're gonna move to the cat sound. But this is a good, sometimes you have to know, like, okay, you go onto a good idea, and it sounds really dope, but it's not gonna be appropriate for what you're working on. It's a good, exercise to save it as a preset. So we're gonna call this bird, haunting bird. And then I'm just going to put it in like a little shorthand to remember this stream. So that way, if I do search this stream and then hit enter, and that way we can recall this in just like 20 minutes when we're in like a more appropriate setting for some crazy. Yeah, it sounds like some Aaron. Tobin. Amon Tobin. I feel like if that we could go a whole thing off of that one. So maybe that's how we'll start the next one. But I'm going to favorite it, boom, and then also just put it under my user presets. So get organized, y'all. Use your collections at the top left. And now we're going to try to use that meow sound. I know I can use the meow sound because this is more chill. I want to add bass. I want to finish like the full idea and then move on to the next idea. 4 on the floor, I feel like, for the next one. This beat is the musical form of Jumanji. I mean, that would have been a better way to kind of market this stream, I think. That's great. I think that's so true. Let me go ahead, put in a new MIDI track, and then I know, actually, let's put the pigments back in to play, just because I really love the sample engine. And let's throw that Cat Meow in there. So I know we can do this. So we'll just go ahead. We can definitely get that in. I feel like if we loop it and like tune it. So we're gonna go to pigments. We're gonna go to the template, and then yeah, y'all. If you want to put in samples, I would appreciate Splice sounds links. So that way I can really quickly download it and just like jump in and put it in, or like a Google Drive or Dropbox, and I'll airdrop it. But no guarantee if I found a another sound that's easier to get to. So I'm going to do default, go to wavetable, go to sample, and then what we're going to do is drop that cat meow in there. And we need to tune the cat meow. So we're going to command F and find a tuner and drop that onto the track here. Make sure always double check. I'm really bad at that if y'all can't tell, but sometimes that's a happy accent. All right. So it's you hear the pitch envelope, like it kind of goes up and down. So that's going to be hard. I mean, it could be cool. We're going to maybe have to isolate it. So what I'm curious though, yeah, I'm going to just transpose it right off the bat. Let's see. I think probably, actually, no, I'm probably going to mess with the granular. It's probably not, if you're going to do a lot of granular stuff, and like looping, chances are like those actions will change like the pitch that it comes out of the processing. So sometimes it's not good. Tune it maybe after. So let's hear the granular engine. And for the density, I'm going to do like a smaller density, and I'm going to actually use an envelope, like envelope 2 here. And then what we can do is kind of just have that kind of grow over time. So we're going to do this. And it'll sound cool if it maxes out. Yeah, that sounds cool. All right, cool. And now I can see, again, like, so it was on a different pitch. Now I'm hitting this, and it's doing this looping function. The other thing I can do is a little randomization on the forwards-backwards pitch. And now it's A flat, right? So now I can kind of see that I want to tune it up maybe. And oh, it's interesting, as an octave higher, it kind of gets a different partial. It's E flat the 5th. But either way, I want to tune it up probably 3 or 4 semitones. So I'm going to go to the coarse tuning here. And then a little bit of the fine. Thank you so much for sending a sample from Splice. It's Jeremus. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. Let me just go ahead and download that. Oh, another cashmere, a bird sound. All right. I think we're gonna start the idea with this, and I'm just gonna do like a sustained note. Again, this one was probably I could do maybe in Ableton also. I think a slightly different way without the granular synthesis, more of the traditional looping. But let me put in a sampler and some extra time and get this idea, and then we're about to move on to idea 2, which will be a 4 on the floor idea, y'all. Let's see here. Again, we used a we used an elephant sound for the nice, like kind of like top line melody that comes in, and cat meow for this voice we're putting in. Here's the cat meow. And we transform that into. Now, I think this would be cool if we did maybe. I'm curious what this effect would sound like. Probably not that great. This is actually kind of starting a little crazy. But yeah, let's see. And then we got this bird sound. I'm going to use it, y'all. That bird sound that just got in, I'm going to use on the next beat. So yeah, let's go ahead. Put in, I think I was on F minor, sorry. So I'm going to put in just an F minor 9th. So that's F. And I'm going to just make this a little bigger so y'all can see. F, A flat, C, E flat, G, one of my favorite chords. And I'm just going to put a long note. Could have hit the legato button. And then, let me see here. What I want to do is then put an arpeggiator. This is going to be a little crazy. And we're going to automate the rate. We're going to not go to sync. We're going to go to freeform down here. So that just like straight up rate. and a little bit more on the gate. And I'm going to take the envelope, the release envelope of the main voltage control and amplitude. So it's like. Could be an interesting like effect for the beginning. I don't want to harp too much into it. But again, that came from this cat sound from y'all, from the chat. Sounds like my cat. Actually, it sounds very close to my cat. I'm going to look into that, see if there's any. Oh, actually, backwards sounds cool, too. All right, let's try backwards. I'm going to start really fast with a lot of reverb. Now, if I had more time, I would probably definitely make sure that the groove felt like exactly like into the timing, the 88 beats per minute. But I do want to move on to the 4 on the floor cat beat, if you will. But let's finish this idea really quick. See, that sounds beautiful to me. Like reverb with these kind of crazy arpeggiations. And let's see. No. It was so close, y'all. The arpeggiator messed that up. So here's a cool thing. Here's a cool technique we can do. Yeah, I'll show you all this. This is a crazy, crazy technique. And then this will be the last thing. I won't put any bass on this. We'll listen to it once, and then we'll move on to the next. But say I did want those MIDI notes, and I think it's really valuable to have those MIDI notes. We can put in a new MIDI track, right, y'all? Go into the input and say it's arming from that Pigments track, arm it, and then all you have to do is hit record, and we're going to record those notes in, and then we're going to replace it. Watch this. It's just so funny when it hits that last 2 notes. It's like, it's kind of funny. I mean, again, that sound was this meow, y'all. So we can't take ourselves too seriously. But now that I do have the MIDI pattern, which is kind of cool. It's like actually a crazy MIDI pattern. I wonder how this would sound on different instruments. Go audition every preset of Omnisphere with that MIDI pattern. Would be, I don't know, its own stream. And what we'll do is just turn off the arpeggiator since we don't need it anymore. Boom, boom, and then move this over here. And my push was just like strobing. That's the serious, like, whoa. I'm sorry I didn't warn y'all that I was gonna start strobing. And it's that last one. So the point was, now that we have that, I can just shift it over a little bit. And I'm going to shift it over so it doesn't do that. Yeah, I think just going up until that last note. And that's how I said, like, time it. But yeah, I think I want to move on to the next beat, y'all. All right, so here's, again, we started with this elephant sound, which we could have definitely used for a more like aggressive sound, but we're like, hey, let's make it chill. Let's make it chill. And we turned it into this sound here. Someone dropped in some nice bird sounds. And we turned that bird sound specifically into a sound that we're going to use in the next one. We're going to start with the next one. And then lastly, this one was the cat meow. And we just turned into this intro synth. Cool, and then here's just the final beat. Let's just play it, and then I'm gonna start transitioning into a 4 on the floor. All right, really quickly. I know I keep on saying I'm going to transition, but I mean, I do want to hear the bass on this. So really quickly, I'm just going to put in the Prophet V. And actually, you know what? Yeah, Prophet V. I was thinking maybe Serum. Oliver just came out with some really great presets for Serum. I would definitely check it out. That's part of Power Tools Volume 2. And actually, I'm just going to go with Prophet V because I know they have some good, simple bass patches that'll sound decent with this. So let's go ahead. And I know my chords, it's just going to take a second. There's a little latency, so I'm going to have to quantize it. And then we will move on to the 4 on the floor. So let's go ahead, go to the bass types. And let's see. Bass man. When it pops up like the 3 octaves there. I was just kind of messing around to get the vibe with the drums. So I'm going to come in with the drums, but let's just do a recording and fix it. Yeah, it was really loose, and the latency is really kind of intense on my keyboard because my buffer size, remember, we changed that to 1024. Yeah, I think this bass actually sounded really nice. I'm so glad I was like, let's just do the bass. And it's a little loose, but it works with the kind of vibe. That one needs to be a little longer. And this needs to be a little later. I'm holding command to get off the grid, y'all. That's a really... No, that was a little too late. A really good technique. You know, you want to... This is a very loose beat. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so let's just fix that ending. Yeah, I'm actually, honestly, that bass line did so much for me. Sometimes you just need to hear the full idea, kind of redeem the beat. Makes me want to go work on this some more. But y'all, we're moving on to a 4 on the floor beat. Start getting some more animal sounds. I want a little more participation this time. We got some really good animal sounds. Yeah. A little loose, but let me just do the finishing touches, which is sidechain to that MPC. Now, the MPC, here's a good trick, y'all. The MPC is an audio track, but I still want to sidechain it just to the kick, and the kick's built into all the other elements. So what we're going to do is do the MPC, and what a lot of people sometimes overlook down here in the sidechain section of Ableton is it gives you an EQ option. So as I turn that on, I can then only take the sidechain signal from whatever like under this low pass filter. So that'll just be the kick. And then I can kind of sidechain the bass. Again, faster attack time for sidechain. of was going for a duh. Was I? I'm going to fold it just so I can get the rhythm a little better. Yeah, no, I kind of want So I'm going to do this all a little faster than I originally did it. And then, you know, it sounds sick. It's going to sound sick. I just put a little flam right here. Sorry, William Ramsey in the chat. How do I send sounds? Preferably just send me a Splice sound link, like from our library. If y'all don't know how to do that, you can go to the website. When you find a sound, you can go to share, and then just drop that link in the chat, and I definitely will use the sound. I'm 3 for 3, I think. Well, I need to use it. All right, let's listen to this one more time, and then we're moving on, finally, from the beginning. Boom. Yeah, and just duplicate that probably. All right, I'm gonna save this for sure. Let's save it as Animal Beat 1. Sorry. And we're about to move on to our second one. If you don't have Splice, y'all, you can sign up for a trial. But if you really don't want to, and you want to just send me, you do have a good animal sound, send me a Google Drive or Dropbox link, and I'll try to airdrop it to my main streaming machine. Cool, and I'm just gonna delete the empty time at the beginning. File save as, and we're gonna call this, so I can definitely help remember it. It'll be called Elephant Meow Bird. That doesn't really make much sense. Makes sense here. All right, we're gonna move on, y'all. So Push 2 versus MK3. I have both actually. I think they're both great for their own reasons, but you know, the MK3 has bigger pads. Push has tight integration with no such thing as Push 3. Tight integration with Ableton. So let's go ahead and new live set. So we're gonna do a 4 on the floor. I said we're gonna start with that preset that we saved during the first session. Again, we were sound designing. We had an idea. It sounded cool. Didn't sound appropriate for what we were working on. Very chill vibes on this first one. Second one, let's not go so chill. Let's go a little more upbeat. It's 6 o'clock almost, so end of day vibes. And I'm seeing I think a few more samples I can start this. I need more samples, y'all. Send them into the chat. Now we're gonna move on with this. All right, I'm gonna do like a maybe 4 on the floor. We said this one, and then maybe we'll have time for a trap one. We'll see. So let's go ahead. What tempo? Again, 4 on the floor. So be nice. Don't be like 666. What tempo are we gonna do? I'm gonna pick the third tempo listed in the chat for 4 on the floor, y'all. Be nice. Be nice. So list those tempos. The third one in, I'm going to pick it. 140. I mean, that makes me nervous. 110, and then the next one, 144, even faster. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do it. I was really hoping for a 100 to 130, y'all, but I'll take 144. It's great to work outside of your comfort zones, especially on some trap. Okay, how about this? I'll do like 4 on the floor and try to go into a trap beat, because I said I wanted to do both. I don't know if I'll have time to do both. 144, I feel like we could do like a faster 4 on the floor into a halftime trap beat. Now we're getting some higher BPMs. Y'all are just like too fast for me. No, 144 it is. Let's go. And then we've got let's get some kicks. Let's choose together, chat. Let's choose together. Because the kick is so important. I'm gonna go to the drum section. I'm gonna go to one shots again. That's just the one hit, and we're gonna do kicks. And let's see. So I like option 1. I'm gonna put this into a new collection. We're gonna call this animal sounds stream, because these aren't technically animal sounds. That would be confusing. I like this one, so we're gonna do this one. Cool feature also, I just want to do some for the similar sounds on Splice is for kicks. Like, this is a really good way to find good kicks. So I'm just gonna search kick. We're gonna do genres, house, and then we're going to then do the one shot filter. Nature voices like acid. Okay, I like that. I like that one. All right, I'm going to pick one of these and do similar sounds. So this one's pretty tight. So I'm going to say show similar, and let's see what we get. We should hopefully get some kicks that are tight. Oh, that actually sounds better. Yeah, I like this one. And then we'll pick one more for y'all to vote on. We're going to vote on the kick. Because, again, we're doing 4 on the floor into a trap beat, maybe 144 beats per minute. And we're making animal sounds into melodies and effects and whatnot. Yo, what happened to my kicks? Let me see. Oh, okay. Wait. I didn't have the kick tag. That was my fault. Let's go ahead. I was like, why am I hearing all these cymbals and a brass kick? Yeah, that would be cool. A brass kick, like a womp womp, like a tuba. Actually, I'll go with this one. And I just want to check show similar to see what other vibes I can get that are similar to that one. It's all very close. Let's do this one. All right, so we're going to pick, y'all, get ready to vote. We're going to pick between option 1, 2, or 3. So let me see here. Let's put this in. Option 1, 2, or 3. And I'm just making a collection. These are like your custom playlists of sounds. That way we have all 3 sounds here. Let me just refresh that really quick. Need to get the last one here. It's just taking its time. All right, option 1, 2, or 3. Okay, I'm just gonna do it from, all right, I wanted to do it from the collection. We're doing it from the collection. All right, so 1, 2, or 3. This is 1, y'all. Option 1. Option 2. Option 3. One more time. Option 1. Option 2. Or option 3. Getting 2 for 2. It's a good start. More people for 2. All right. I'm seeing a quick consensus. We'll get 1. All right. Option 4, no kick. Okay, no. Option 3. I don't know if that was a typo or a joke. All right, I think 2 looks like it's the stronger one. Maybe 2 at the high end of 3. You know what? I think that's a pretty good suggestion, and that's a compromise. I always love compromising. I'm a nice guy. And let's go ahead. We'll do 2 with 3. And maybe a little bit of 1. So no one feels left out. All right, so we're at 144. This is fast, and I'm going to put this just on an audio track, and let's see here. Make sure gain is at normal. We're going to Command D across. Make sure you don't have automatic fades. That can be a problem when you have these short kicks. So I have no fades. Just thing to check. And let's get option 3 in there. Option 3. Just the high end. We'll use my, again, default setting. I have my EQ ready to go. Good suggestion. I'm going to give some space on option 2, though. So, you know, when you add in from another layer, it's sometimes good to take away. Yeah, that sound is nice. Good suggestion, option 2 with a little bit of 3. And then, y'all, I need more sounds. I need more animal sounds because we only have 2, I think, to start. I mean, 2, I could stretch to. I could add non-animal sounds. But that's kind of the point of this. It's a little more fun. I love option 2. I'm going to take a transient shaper just because I think it's a little long. Y'all, do you hear it's a little long? And we're at 144 BPM. So, like, these are not tapering. I could use maybe fades, too. I could use fades. But transient shaper is nice because I can separate the frequencies on, like, which frequencies I want to actually affect with the transient shaper. So I actually want really mainly the low end. So I'm going to put a little divider here, and that's going to divide 2 frequency bands. Now I know anything, like, lower than maybe, I'd say, like, 300 or 300 hertz would be good, is going to now be affected by this transient. I'm going to take the attack and make it really, I'm going to leave that the same. I'm going to take the sustain and make it really low. Yeah, a little more space for the bass, exactly, Joe Nesty. You all hear the difference? You'll definitely need headphones to hear it. All right. So this is a good start. Getting some hype, and I kind of want to add like some crazy like Jersey club bounce to it on the every. Oh, why not? Let's do it. Still 4 on the floor to me. Mainly 1 measure, so it's like every other phrase. Okay, now I'm really hearing this. Okay, so we did say 4 on the floor. Some people wanted trap. Now I'm hearing trap on the second half. How would that sound? It sounds pretty dope, honestly. So let's just do this. So we're going to do like a very simple trap beat to start. So I'm emphasizing the beats 2 and 4. And then let's see, let's get a snare, and we want a trap snare. I've got some good ones. I'm thinking maybe from the Uz pack. Let me see. So genres, trap. And so here's the vibe, and then we're gonna add our animal sounds. So need more animal sounds though. Let's get a snare. Yeah, this, let me find it. This one sounds pretty nice. And also, I want to figure out, y'all, can anyone, trap hip flip over snare? I don't even know what that is. Can anyone guess what key this is in? Maybe you have your keyboard. I feel like I need to throw a tuner on and figure out the pitch of this kick before I proceed too much further, y'all. Because, you know, common misconception, drums are tuned. So yeah, and then let's just get a little other layer. I feel like there's a harder one I want. know it's in this pack. Yeah, this one's pretty sweet. Let's see how that sounds. I'm going to just use this for a little noise, the second layer. All right. Yeah, that sounds nice. Okay, cool. So duplicate this out. We're going to definitely make the rhythm a little more fun with some percussion. But this is the base idea we've got for now adding a lot of different animal sounds. And I need to see snare beats for 4. Snare beats for 4. I don't know what that means. Curious. Okay, snare beats for 4. So we got like a faster 4 on the 4 section. Yeah, so that's like the feeling. We're going to go off. It kind of plays back and forth. It's going to be fun. All right, so remember, on the very first portion of this, we played a very chill beat, and we found a sound that wasn't very chill, or like we developed a sound that wasn't very chill, so we saved it, and I don't remember what it's called, but I remember the shorthand stream. Boom, Haunting Bird stream. So there it is. So again, use shorthand to help you kind of stay, I don't know, however it works for you. That helps me stay organized and recall sounds very quickly. So now we're going to put in this Haunting Bird stream, which is a little crazier. I'm trying to remember what this sounded like actually now. Interesting. Could be good. Just a one long note. Before I get too much further, and I'm going to start sound designing that second sound. Again, that sound, y'all, was, just to clarify, that sound was from when we were sounding. It was from that bird sound, this bird sound. We transformed that into that weird pattern you're hearing. But now I'm hearing, let's see. Before I want to get that bird sound in there, I want to make sure the kick is like, or I want to know what pitch the kick is like leaning towards. It's definitely very subby. If y'all can't hear, you need headphones. I'm going to throw a tuner on. Good strategy. And y'all see, and here's another, we're going to use the EQ trick to really give the tuner best shot. So it's F sharp. F sharp's a dope key. F sharp is good for actually a lot of dance music because it sits nicely in the like frequency range for sub. All right, so let's hear this. Unsolo. I'm gonna throw the Haunting. I think is in C, so I might do it C sharp. And then I'm going to use that as an effect at the beginning, but I really want to make a more like a lead type sound out of some of the other animal sounds y'all are about to send me. Don't leave me hanging. Please send me some, want to send some animal sounds, but I got 3 essays due. That's okay. That is totally fine. I will find my own animal sounds. I do know how to search Splice. I thought it would be fun if y'all had some, but definitely don't sweat it. I'm going to go find some. So let's get this recorded. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, here's an interesting thing. Like multiband, like OTT, multiband compression is used a lot in electronic music because it really flattens the dynamics and makes all the sound design really apparent, or like, you know, it just makes everything stand out, like all little details, if you will. So if I throw OTT on this, I know it's gonna sound radically different, and I definitely want to hear it. I'm gonna use the Ableton OTT, and then let's just hear that. we got a lion growl. I'm surprised no one sent me some Tiger King quotes or anything like that. I'm a little hurt, honestly. My feelings have been a little hurt. But that actually sounds pretty sick. Again, this was the bird. Without Little Altar Boy, it sounds radically different. Not that different, actually. Actually, kind of sounds cool without it. I'm going to automate it. So hit A, automate Little Altar Boy, which is down here, which is basically messing with the pitch formants. But I'm going to automate that on the second half, or maybe I should have it on and then turn it off. Let's see. Let's hear that. Yeah, and then we got our halftime section. Just gonna add a little filter sweep. So put a little filter before the OTT, and then just filter that out. Awesome. So now let's get in some more animal sounds. The Jumanji beats. Beat making session, as someone said, or something like that. Wittier than I said. Let's go to recently added. And so this is the one we said we would start with. And thanks for sending that. Whoever, I think it was, can't remember now. Sound off, that was, Joe Nasty. I think that was you. Or no, someone in the chat. So let's get this in. Now it says E. Thanks, Kashmir. You know, Kashmir, always looking out for the producer community and labeling the effects with the pitch. That's awesome. Unless that's like Amazon Bird version E, then I'd be very confused. What do y'all think? Is that pitch in E? I think it will be. Let's go ahead, put into a new sampler. Yeah, let's do sampler. I already know this has some nice pitch to it. We can play around with it. So I'm gonna arm it. Throw the gain up a little bit. And here's just sampler, remember? That's interesting, just pitch down. All right, so those are the ideas. I always recommend, before you throw on any crazy pitch down drool, before you throw anything crazy on, it's just nice to play around with the sample in different octaves. As simple as that, right? Before you start crazy sound designing it. But my dog heard that and lost her shit, bro. That's true. I wonder if I did kitten sounds, my cat would probably come over here. Now I have headphones, so probably not, but sorry if I'm... That could be a transition sound and just... Now, I feel like there are cooler things we could do because, again, all we've done is just pitch it down. So some other things, what could be potentially cool is if let me see here. I want to get the tuner on this because, again, we're in F sharp minor now, y'all. And I'm going to do that trick where I look for the fundamental here in the EQ, maybe around here. Yeah, it's around there. I'm going to put it up one semitone. So I'm going to go to the pitch oscillator tab here, up one semitone, 1 ST. And now this one I could definitely hear RC20 on, so I'm just gonna put RC20, which y'all, if you haven't tried that out, it's an awesome multi-effects plugin. Now we have on rent to own, so you can download it, try it for free for a few days. But let's see. I think I'm just going to do the init preset and only use the space and distortion modules. Yeah, I could hear it kind of coming in. I'm going to leave the idea. Let me see. I'm going to play around on the keyboard for a sec. All right, and I think I've got the idea for that. All right, I'm going to put a LFO tool, and this is going to be kind of like not the main idea maybe in the drop here, this kind of halftime drop, but like something that keeps us going, and I might even frequency shift it. This is starting to get a little crazy, but again, we're working with animal sounds, so we have to hit play. Yeah, that sounds a little better because it's kind of just like, then it's like a almost atmospheric vibe. But I do like it down. Whoever said pitch down drool, for sure. 2, ready, and. And really quickly to start completing the idea and kind of hearing a little more sound, because like we don't want to over clutter. I'm going to put in an 808 because this is kind of like the halftime trap section. We're just going to go to samples. We're in F sharp minor, so instruments, bass, and then we're going to do 808. Whoop, no, a little too happy with the tags. Well, that actually sounds really nice, and a C sharp. So that might suffice because C sharp's the 5th. If you're unaware of F sharp minor, could sound really good there. Let's hear that, and then if not, I'll swap it out. Giraffe type 808. So true. Let's see. Put this in on C3. Definitely needs the volume to come up. I have a -6 dB on my utility by default. That way I just like have headroom to start, and then I can always boost it. I found that's personally a good workflow for me. And then definitely need to sidechain that to the main kick here. So we're going to go to, I think that is, yeah. Well, actually, I'll do the low end one just because that'll get really. A little too slow to come up from the sidechain compression, so just take that and fine tune it. And let's get this on beat 4. And I'm not entirely sold on that 808. I'm probably going to audition another one. In the meantime, let me get the last animal sound. I got a lion roar. Definitely that's going to be fun. Let me just find another one. Man, I've been using this trunk one a lot. Let me just hear it. It's stuck in my ear. Let's hear that on C. So we're just going to option drag this and then mute the original A, where A being our 808s right now, very valuable. And I'm gonna, I kind of like the punch there. I'm gonna tune it up. Actually, I'm just gonna transpose it here. So tune it up 1 semitone, so it's on F sharp. And then make sure the gain's good. And same sidechain compression. I didn't duplicate the track. I probably could have duplicated the track so that the settings were the same, maybe a little faster, but I'm just gonna do the same thing. All right, so let's hear this. All right, I'm getting more of your animal sounds. I'm getting, let's see, bird chirp. Very exciting. Where's this lion roar? I did not get the lion roar. Man, let me go back. I need to get that lion roar. And then Joe Nasty, I see the Dropbox file. I'm going to get that right now. Yeah, let's hear bird chirp, and lion roar. And then I'm going to get that Dropbox file. We're making beats with animal sounds, basically. All right. Let's see here. These cashmere bird chirps. Actually, that sounds cool right there. That is a good pitch. We got to remember that spot. Let's see. Yeah, we need some monkey loops. That would be some sweet. Yes, the compressor EQ and utility is set on my default track. Great question. I did cover that in the stream earlier, but y'all, that's a really good, whatever your flow is, I'm sure all of you are tired of adding the same plugins every time you work on music and start your project. So having a template workflow is very important to me. So yeah, you can right click and say save as default track. Virtually every DAW has that feature. So I think, yeah, I kind of like that, like just a little fill. I'm gonna keep it simple because I'm gonna add some actual bass like sound design maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna add maybe some serum in here. So 2, ready, and. Cool, so let's get here. All right, let's see. That sounds pretty good. Let's see. Woo! Now, I'm gonna add. All right, I'm cheating a little bit. I'm gonna get a little omnisphere in here, just because I hear. I kind of want to hear kind of like the F sharp really, like, emphasized at the beginning to establish our pitch center, and I think I've been really enjoying. There's one patch in here, Tuvin throat singing. I think I could hear that. Someone joked about throat singing, but I think this just kind of made me think about these presets. And let's hear at the beginning. Yeah, I think I'm gonna filter that in, but just kind of use it as a kind of establishing the pitch there. So record that at the beginning. Humans are animals. I mean, technically. So a Tuvan throat singer, I think, that kind of works. So we're going to continue here. And we've got the lion roar, which is going to be so badass. Let me see here. How do we want to do the lion roar? Let's see. We've done a lot of sampler. Let me see. Sampler's just so good. I don't feel like a lion roar could be something we chop up into a drum rack or a simpler. Pigments might be a good one. The granular engine might be good for this one. So let's just throw it in. Let's try to listen. And then, someone sent in a bat one. Thank you. Splice links are always appreciated. All right, I'm gonna get Joe Nasty's file. I'm going to airdrop it really quick. Y'all, if you're just tuning in, we are making beats with animal sounds. We're just trying a good sound design exercise. Basically, you start with definitely like a set thing, which is the animal sound. That's not typically used in like a lead instrument or they're used for effects generally. So it's a good like workflow that like you don't think about what instrument or what sound source you're choosing from, but you know exactly what you want as a destination. Like I need a lead, I need a bass line. So that's a really good workflow. Let me just go ahead. Boom. So we got another animal sound. Let's see this one. This was from the chat. Thank y'all for sending those. Definitely helps me out. Sometimes there's decision fatigue too. It's like nice to just have people give you the sounds you need to use. Okay, that's the lion roar. Here's the other sound we just got from the chat. And I do not want to remove it. I want to put it into Ableton. I know this sound. This is a Splice sound. I'm pretty sure this is a dolphin, but this is definitely gonna work well for this. So definitely gonna use the dolphin, but let's get concentrated here. We got a lion sound. I'm about to drop the lion sound into pigments. So let's go ahead, arm this, and yo, the lion's right there. We need a snake sound as well. That's a snake sound would be good. I don't know. I haven't actually listened to a lot of snake sounds. A rattlesnake, y'all. I'm requesting a rattlesnake because obviously they make, they're pretty notorious with their sounds. So we're going to put the lion roar here. Yeah, this would be kind of crazy to get granular. So, because it has a lot of grains, if you will, like the throat gurgle of a lion's very grainy, if you will. So now what we want to do is mess around with some of the density parameters. And then that's sounding a little too noisy, so I think I need to take the density down a little bit. And the start time got taken down too much. Interesting. So, you know, the line's already pretty low. So to really juxtapose this sound, oh, we got a rattlesnake. Dang, this is going to go for a while. To juxtapose this sound, we want to maybe pitch it up because the line's already in a really low register. So why not? Doesn't sound like a lion to me. Sounds like a fill. All right, I'm going to, let's put in a note there. That sounds like it could be a fill. I mean, I'm going to try to record it, resample it, and warp it. It's a lot of work. I probably would have just found a fill, but has a cool it has like a weird reverse to it because of the way it's playing like from different star points. I'm actually gonna put a little effects from Pigments. So I'll go to the effects tab here. And what I want to do is put just a little bit of reverb. So we're going to take the dry wet up a little bit and then a little distortion. So let's go to distortion, and the drive is already halfway. So I'm going to take the drive up a little bit more, take the dry wet down. Again, so that is a lion roar. That was a lion roar. That was the sound. Honestly, that sound is pretty dope though. Like the lion roar is one of the coolest sounds in nature. So I feel like I'm also just gonna include it as is, because gotta respect that lion roar, yo. But yeah, we just went into Pigments and just kind of made it crazy. Let me check in with the chat. Let's see what other sounds we've got. It's cool. I think what we're going to do is, like, again, this is a sound design technique where it's like we're not going to try to place it in as is. It's crazy. It's unique. But what we're going to do is just record a little bit over here. So I'm just going to put in a note. 4, 3, 2. And then after that's done, oh, my screen just went out. I hope it didn't go out for the stream. Just gonna check. Probably did. Let's see. We're going to pitch. Yeah, so we're gonna freeze this instead of resample sometimes. Okay. I just realized last time I froze a track, it froze my camera in OBS. Did it freeze? No, it didn't freeze. Great. Instead of resampling, sometimes you can freeze the track and then Command T. How about a woodpecker as hi-hats? These are funny suggestions. Yeah, I kind of hear the woodpecker. Send me some woodpecker sounds. I got a rattlesnake. Let me download the rattlesnake. Rattlesnake's going to be easy to get in here. Woodpecker as hi-hats sounds like more of a challenge. That would be great if someone could find me a woodpecker sound. Let's see here. Downloading my rattlesnake. All right. And now that I've frozen it and basically resampled it, the volume was a little low, so I'm going to make sure that's adjusted here. Now I can kind of chop it up and try to apply it to this trap section. And I do want to fix some of those sustains on the bird chirps. Like that even sounded cool just kind of going into the beat. Let's hear that. I'm just going to chop it right there. Command E to slice at a point in where your locator is. No, not quite. Let's hold Command to get it off the grid, get it peaking, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That sounds a little crazy. Too crazy. All right, I do want to, really quick, I want to add in an 808 fill. I'm going to get to the dolphin sound. Oh, we got a woodpecker too now. If I ask for it now, I have to use it. I'm definitely commit that. Really quickly, I'm going to add a little 808 line in there because I kind of want to hear a little movement. And I'm going to put an octave. So. Boom, bim, bim, boom. So high G, low G. Hear that sounds. Sorry, this thing is a little too crazy. I gotta zero that out. Let's see here. I have not used Loon. And then this will be a little breakdown. Yeah, and then we'll get the woodpecker hi-hats. I already hear it. I don't know how we're going to transition back into 4 on the floor if we have time to. I just want to get a different vibe. The vibe we just created for the first beat, y'all, was so different than this. It was very chill. It was relaxing. This one's not that relaxing. So I'm going to hold. If you hold Option, it's a really cool trick. If you hold Option and click on the collapse on a track, it'll collapse all tracks. That way I can get in there, Command D. And I cannot wait to get woodpecker hi-hats, rattlesnakes, and lion roars. Oh my. There are a lot of different sounds that are coming in, and I appreciate all of y'all in the chat. Really quickly, chat, sound off where in the world you're joining us from. I want to know where you're watching this, where you're streaming this. Shout out your country, your state, your city of origin. I want to know. Vermont, awesome. I want to see how diverse, or if it's just everyone in New York with me. No. Awesome. I'm seeing a great amount of places. Let's see. California, Berlin, Cape Town, South Africa. What time is it there? Canada, PA, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Oxnard. Don't know where that is. California. Forgive my ignorance. Geography was not my best. Now that lion roar was way too warped. Let's unwarp it. That kind of sounded cool. Now the dolphin is not there, y'all. But sorry, the dolphin I just put there haphazardly. Kind of sounds okay there, but Dirty South, India. Whoa, India also must be a crazy time there. Nashville. Let's see, more people coming in. Carrollton, Georgia. Nice. I'm from Georgia, north of Atlanta. Hungary. Whoa, very international crowd. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad y'all are tuning in. Send me your animal sounds. This is a international shout out to Aaron. Want to get some different sounds in here. We've got a few more in the pipeline. We've got a rattlesnake. Oh my God. I mean, that I could definitely use as a. Ooh, I got a good idea for that one. The roar is tight. I agree. The roar is in a good spot. I want to add some distortion on that bird sound. That's what it's driving me. It's too nice. This is a. And this sounds cool. Let's get this up a little bit. Now I also want to, this is a cool trick. Stuff like this. And I'm listening to this specifically, y'all. What was this sound? I can't even remember. Oh, this sound was the bird chirp. So, no, sorry. I mistook myself. This sound was the lion roar originally. But if we use panning automation, I find like it's a really cool trick to get a little energy or emotion right before like a impact moment, basically. Erosion, that's a great idea. We can add some erosion. I was going to add trash too, but erosion plus trash too might be too much. Let's find out. We'll start with erosion. So I'm going to go ahead, find erosion. That's the Ableton stock effect. And let's see, it's going to add some nice. Oh, that's really cool. Good call in the chat. And that sounds cool when you drag it. Just a little bit. So I'm going to automate the frequency, which is the left and right, the amount, the amplitude, which is the up and down. So I'm going to automate a little bit of that both. So we're going to do a little automation on the long one right here. That's a cool effect. Oh yeah, erosion could definitely go well on sub as well. Good call, but I think this murder beats 808's already pretty distorted. We don't need to add too much more. And I did want to do a little amplitude amount here as well. Ooh, that sounds nice. Nice, very nice. Yeah, that lion roar kind of just fits well on process. That was the original lion roar. Let's get some rattlesnake, bird, woodpecker, and dolphin are my last main objectives for this beat. And let's go ahead. For the dolphin, I'm feeling sampler. So we're going to put in, actually, no, simpler might be good. Simpler warps things, right? That's the main benefit, y'all. In Ableton, simpler over sampler. Simpler has the warping capabilities because sampler does more multi-sampling and has other functionalities. Sampler's generally better in most cases, other than, I would say, warping. And since this is a dolphin and it's like, is it warped though? Let me see. It's not warped here, but I feel like it could be warped. Let me warp it first. So it's like really even 16th notes. So I'm going to hold shift and then this just tuned in. All right, this beat is hard. Yeah, this is all animal sounds. And what we're going to do is, actually, I want to hear this half the speed right here. So stretch it. Now, it sounds crazy. Let's hear, beats could sound actually really cool. I'm actually going to try beats and then try to preserve like the 8th note. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds sick. Now, where should that go? Right at the beginning. Maybe right at the beginning. Let's see. No, not right before. Oh, but see now I'm hearing, I was looking for a lead sound and y'all, I think we found it, but what we need to do is kind of like make it extend. So I think there's a good technique for this. I think what we're going to try to do is use something like Echo Boy to get like the delay, like an echo or a reverby echo. And then we're going to try to use another instance of LFO tool to expand it and have it pump. Yeah, exactly. Loop the dolphin. I kind of want to loop it, but I don't want it to just be like, well, let's hear it. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear if it's just straight looped. First off. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. But I think it could get repetitive too fast. Let's hear it, though. Let's hear it. And actually, I need to, if I'm going to do it and give it a good shot, I need to make sure it's really tight. Hold Option, remember, when you're down in the clip here to get off the grid. So just want to make sure it's really tight. Ooh, but yeah, it could be cool if I pitched them and maybe use a frequency modulation. But let's hear it just like... I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm going to do -12. Let's hear how that's maybe every other fourth one is minus. Oh, wait, okay, wait. I have to follow this because someone's like really, they're using syllables to try to communicate this. So I have to respect that in the chat. It does make sense if it makes sense. T rest. Now you got me saying TT on my stream. You're gonna get me fired. T rest. T rest. T. Okay, wait. Yeah, rest for the kick. I think that's a good idea. Wait, that's a good idea, y'all. And maybe the snare. So wait, I think. Now, really quickly, y'all, this is funny. I'm really having a good time trying to interpret y'all's solfege rhythm. T, rest, T, rest, T, rest. I could hear that. Yeah, maybe. Let's hear it without this one, with the kick. Sidechain. Yeah, that honestly probably would be faster if I did that. Well, it has a different effect. Ooh, now I'm definitely hearing this, and I'm so glad we did the dolphin because y'all, I don't know if I need Echo Boy, but now with Echo Boy, it could be. Now here's a cool trick. Echo Boy, what it's gonna do is I'm gonna find a patch and just like automate the device on really quickly on one of them, and it's gonna give a long, or a variance that'll sound really nice. Let me see. Let's do sound design. And here's another tip. If you hover on this little arrow, there's more presets. It's hard to get there, honestly. I have problems and I will generally not go to the end, but no, those are probably the ones that are used least by everyone. So. All right, well, that was so stupid of me. I literally went through like 4 presets and the device was off. No, I was like, wait, I'm not really hearing any differences there. That means you've been making beats too long. You need to take a break. No, let's hear. That's fun. It's a little wild, the zitterized. Yeah, let me go ahead and get the side chaining. Go get that going because that'll help. Side chain from that kick and the snare. Yeah, dolphin laughter. And I'm going to do another one to the snare because I feel like this one also needs to be the snare, which I believe. Yo, what track is the snare called? I never put my snares down there. Oh, that's what was throwing me off. I was like, it's on 21 and 22. No. yeah, I wasn't really working from my template just to keep OBS like happy and my CPU happy. Forgive that brain lapse. Yeah, and now I'm going to automate the mix value right here. So automate that bad boy parameter, and then that way just nice variances throughout this dolphin wave. So oh, I'm actually really liking this drop. The dolphin, it's like sometimes you just need that one element to really fill it out, and then it gives you a boost in energy. And I really got that with this dolphin patch. And all these sounds are so great. Thanks for sending this in. Yeah, I'll try to show my usual template at the end of this. Yeah, and then we need a dramatic fill for that lion roar, because like this is getting a little crazy. I didn't automate the dry wet, so let's just do that, and then a dramatic fill. Add the woodpecker, the rattlesnake, and I think we'll wrap it up there. So let me just get that. So this is already enough energy. I don't think I need to do the dry wet right here. Yeah, I'm going to put it on right there where it kind of goes lower. Probably so it's like really only the third phrase of the dolphins. Yeah, that was fun. Now that was fun. Listen to that again. Carol Baskins. Now, I really did want to make like maybe a meme remix themed video. Maybe that'll be next time. Let me get a pitch drop, get the woodpecker hi-hats, as we said, woodpecker hi-hats, and then the rattlesnake, because I really like that rattlesnake. Now, pitch drop is a great plugin. Well, it's a Max for live devices. And it's just going to simulate your pitch drop, tape stop, kind of like and that'll sound really nice, I think, right there. And sorry, that's the duration. I do not want to automate that. I want the drop activate button. So let's go ahead. Oh, I know someone sent bats. Okay, so I'll definitely do the bats. I'll definitely do the bats. All right, I'm gonna, because we're running out of time, I'm going to duplicate this. Definitely could sound design it the second half. What I'm gonna do just to do that really quickly is let's hear how that sounds. Sound design, or a cheap trick I would say, is I'm gonna Command J. So that's Command Join. Sorry. The second half of the dolphin lead, which is now turning into an awesome part. And now we're going to just try listening to that pitch up an octave with some different warping algorithms. Sorry, not down an octave, up. Let's do Complex Pro with the formants down. Okay, so now the beginning is definitely sounding a little more disjointed from the trap halftime section. We would definitely try to address that. But let me get y'all sounds in here. So there's let me see here. We've got rattlesnake. So easy to use. And I actually have a really good trick for this. It's very similar to the vibroslap, which is an instrument that sounds very much like the rattlesnake. I think it's supposed to emulate the rattlesnake, the original rattlesnake plugin, if you will, the vibroslap. But it's like to take because it's like a rattle, right? To take it and like pan it every beat from left to right. So I'll use Pan Man on this case. Pan Man's by Sound Toys. I mean, Auto Pan could work very well. And yeah, let's hear that. And I like some of these rhythmic pans. So these are just going to kind of go. And this doesn't need to be loud. This needs to be very like a texture. Might be too much on it. Yeah, I think just needs to do also the LFO tool kind of pumping, just because like that's like the slow wave we've got going on, and the woodpecker hi-hats coming in hard. All right, definitely now getting even every time we're adding more elements, it's a little more disjointed from our intro, but we would work on that a little bit more. But I'm really vibing this halftime section. So now let's go ahead, add in the woodpecker hi-hats and the bat noises. I keep forgetting there are too many sounds, not enough time to use them. All right, birds. Thanks for sending the sounds, y'all. We are almost done here. We just got a few more sounds I want to incorporate. And hopefully you all found this inspiring. Like, you know, there's so many sounds that you can flip into different, juxtapose into different ideas. And it's a really good way to, because like sometimes it's like, okay, I know I need a trap lead, and you can browse forever. And it's like hard to maybe decide which one. But like when you're starting with a crazy sound, like an animal sound, your mission's pretty straightforward. And you can sometimes just focus on the sound design itself, which is like ultimately very rewarding. Let's go ahead and get this woodpecker. Boom. Y'all, sorry, my hopefully Splice is not down. No, I don't think it's down. Gotta refresh. And then the bat sound. All right, we got the woodpecker. Ooh, so that's very fast. I mean, that woodpecker is going pretty hard. Let's see if we can isolate individual transients to make it into the hi-hat sound. If not, and also wait, where's that bat sound? I need to get the bat sound. Oh, I found it. I was like, I don't want to ask y'all to relink it. In the meantime, let me just play it from the beginning. See how disjointed the beginning is? Okay, let's it's not that terrible. I definitely think we could workshop it. But really quickly, I just do hear one thing. Very specific. So I feel like a little roll here And normally I would do this maybe in MIDI, in a piano roll, but let's just option drag, option drag, option drag. I don't think that's fast enough. Sorry, wrong kick, wrong kick. So we'll get this here. Yeah, a little roll on the kick the second half. Never hurt anyone. Maybe it hurt the bass that it was trying to mix well with. All right, woodpecker hi-hats. We hyped him, and now it's time to live them out. Okay, there are isolated enough to transit. Actually, this is a perfect thing to use maybe simpler for. So we're gonna use simpler. Put the slice mode. Oh, the sensitivity is not good. Not gonna cut it. Yeah, let's just go back to, no, I can just isolate one little transient. So click down, drag in to get the little chop. And then I'm curious what this is going to sound like. Let's go ahead, just put it on C3. It's probably going to sound very short or non-audible. So here's a good trick. What can you do with like a little transient? Oh, I'm on slice mode, so I'm going to go to one shot. Yeah, we can do a lot with that. All right. So again, transient shaper is going to help us. We use that a little bit in the first beat. We're going to go to Neutron 3 transient shaper. And I want to turn this into woodpecker hi-hats. And not maybe too high, but what we're going to do is, again, put in the frequency separation here. And on the high band, I'm going to do the high attack, low sustain. And then what we can do is pitch it up, transpose it, and let's hear how that would sound. And still needs to be pitched up. So what we'll do is probably use frequency shifter. So that woodpecker is now definitely sounding more like just a standard hi-hat, or like not even a hi-hat. It's not noisy enough. And let's get the volume up and hear it in with some rhythm. And I'm just going to put in some eighth notes so we can just hear the bass rhythm. Sometimes it's good to put in a stock rhythm so you can hear your sound design. And actually, let's see, this might be too fast. Now, I could hear, no, now I'm hearing something different. I'm hearing a little something different where I'm going to take every other note and pitch it like, like two pitches. Sounds like more like a wood, two distinct pitches. So let's try that. Like maybe a fifth. Solo it. Sorry, solo it. Yeah, let's hear that. Duplicate it out. Woodpecker hi-hats. Now, wouldn't be trap without a little hi-hat roll. Very close. Awesome. We're so close. I'm going to put in the last sound. Thanks, y'all, for joining me on the stream. But I'm going to put in the last sound, and that's going to be the bat sound. Let's see here. It's having struggle downloading. Let's see. Let me it's in. It's in. It's in. It is not in. It is not in. All right. Let's refresh the page. What's going on? Maybe I'll just search it. I'm going to search it. I'm going to do it. Let's see. We've got wet cave bats is the term we want. Oh, it was literally the one sample. That was great. That was I was not expecting it to be that easy. And then lastly, let's get this bat sound. Let's hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to go to my samples, recently added. There's a little more noise floor on this. It's going to be harder to like really isolate this without getting noisy, but we can do it. Let's do it. So let's go ahead. Last one. Let's put it into pigments. All right. And then in pigments, again, all types, template. Hey. Trying to get my cat. Okay, my cat. I was like, hey, does my cat want to be the last animal sound? That'd be kind of dope, but nope, walked off. So we're going to go to templates, go to sample, and then drop in that bat sound. Now, again, here are the transients. I can see them. I think what would sound cool is maybe doing the granular on one of these higher transients. Yo, did I just... Let me just double check. No, I didn't overwrite another pigments. I thought I overwrote... No. Let me see. Can't really recognize the bat sound, but it could be a really nice like 16-note fill. Yeah, I'm going to try to put it in like as a fill on the second half of the phrase. Yeah, right there. So I'm going to actually mute some things that are going on right on 22.3, which is halfway in measure 22. Highlight it is best way. Command E will separate it, then zero them out. And then let's put in that bat sound. Now, the bat sound doesn't really sound like a bat sound, but you know, none of these sounds were kind of really juxtaposed. Other than the lion roar, we've basically taken every sound and tried to flip it in a weird way. The lion roar is as is. Let's hear that. That sounds just almost like noise. I don't know if I would... But let's just record it and see what we can do with it. So 4, 3, 2. And I think what would be cool is maybe just a quick frequency automation and filter movement. So it's just something different that happens on that second phrasing. Other sounds need to go. Let's see what we can mute to be a little more dramatic. Maybe these voices. Yeah, that sounds crazy. Okay, see, there you go. You know, it just sometimes just needs a little more space to be a little more dramatic. I'm so curious if we threw trash 2. I don't think it has enough tonal, like, fundamental pitch to latch on. It's probably going to sound like noise. But let's just, curiosity never hurt anyone. Let's take a listen. Let's make sure, is that the right voice? Oh, yeah. I'm going to do experimental because we're getting a little experimental. Oh, yeah, it's getting... Can barely hear you. All right, definitely need to take the volume down so I don't make y'all, you know, go deaf in the stream. Sorry. Yeah, that one's cool. I need to filter it out a little bit. So I'm going to put in a little low cut. Sorry. All right, I think that's it. Let's listen. So, all right, let's listen to what animal sounds we use, and then I'm gonna show you my template as the last thing. But for this one, so we all, if we're just joining, we're about to wrap it up. But thank you so much for watching. We've been flipping animal sounds into, and let me definitely save this one. So I'm just gonna hit save. Into beats and just trying to juxtapose the sound in a very different way. I think I'm gonna call this. I don't even know. Dolphin. Polygamy? Like something like that? Dolphin? I'm not sure. It'll help me remember that. There's just a lot going on this one. So what we started with on this one, we started actually with this haunting birds. Let's see. This is that sound at the 4 on the floor beginning. And that, I think, was this one of these bird chirps. I've honestly heard too many animal sounds. I'm getting a little confused, y'all. It was one of those bird chirps as we started. And then the next sound we kind of flipped. I think the next one technically was this one, this cashmere one. This is the other bird sound. And then we also have a lot of birds. So I guess we went bird heavy. And my favorite was probably how we flipped the dolphin. You know, just sounds pretty good as is as a trap lead, honestly. And then a roar, animal roar. So yeah, a lot of different animal sounds. Let me just play this one more time from the beginning, and then I'll show you all my template really quick as we wrap up the stream. So here's the dolphin polygamy. Yo, that was kind of crazy. I think there was one drop. But yeah, that was a one, y'all. Really quickly, I'm just going to do a new live set so you can see what my template looks like. And be sure to join us tomorrow for the live stream. This will be the season finale of Weekly Rhythm. We're going to take a few weeks off. But this is the show where we give you all our creative prompts at the beginning of the week. The prompt was to make a beat that conveys nostalgia. So if you have any nostalgic beats you want to play on our stream tomorrow, or have them had a chance to play them on our stream tomorrow, email them to weeklyrhythm@splice.com. And tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll, you know, I just read a comment that was really funny and just made me lose my train of thought. We'll shout y'all out and, you know, give y'all some feedback. And it's just a great time to see the diversity. Slaps harder than my imaginary stepdad. Okay. Awesome. So my template really quickly looks like this. I've got a group of tracks for my drums, battery, and this has like some of my like MPC audio routed, some drum racks, simplers. I've got bass group with a bunch of tracks, wavetable, Omnisphere, sampler, Serum. Melodic group that's kind of very similar with a lot more Omnisphere instances, some analog labs, some pigments. Addictive keys. Yeah, so that's really nice. Got a Vox group, some empty audio tracks, and some effects, and these are my live instruments kind of here, my live finger drumming setup. So y'all, if you take time, make a template, whatever, adjust your template regularly, but all you have to do is go to library, file, and folder in Ableton and say save current set as default and hit save, and that will make you a new template. And I recommend doing this in any DAW you're in. Ask yourself, when you produce, what are the things you find yourself doing 80% of the time over and over again? And if you can cut down on doing those every time, you're going to save yourself a lot of time ultimately. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you so much for sending the animal sounds. I had a lot of fun. I encourage you to do something similar. Try to, I can drop the project file. I'll definitely do that. Actually, I'll bounce them out really quickly. Dolphin plugin and elephant meow bird. Let me do that one first. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to drop those in the chat, and be sure to stay tuned all throughout this week. Actually, let me do that really quickly. If y'all have any questions, now's a good time to ask them, because I'm going to do this. Don't save. Let's see. Going to drop the project file, and I kind of want to hear the first one in context. I think they're going to sound very, very different. So let me just go to my Splice. I'm going to make a new Dropbox folder for y'all really quick. Will this stream be on YouTube? Yes, I think it should definitely be on YouTube. If y'all want to watch it later, go to our YouTube channel. We'll have past streams from SpliceTV up there, so it's a really great chance to catch up if you've missed anything. And let me just call this Animal Flips. Boom. And then go to my Splice folder, zip these, put them into Animal Flips, and here's the first one. So elephant meow bird. Sorry, I think I just dropped the wrong link, and I apologize for that. I've got the right link here. Let me just share that for y'all. And yes, that was a very chill vibe compared to the second beat we made. The second beat was definitely a little more intense. Here are the two projects. They're zipped. So actually, I did not collect all and save. So y'all are gonna need to get the sounds, but you can at least have the devices and the tracks kind of set up. But thank you so much again for joining us. Stay tuned throughout the next few weeks for the schedule of SpliceTV. Keep tuning in. And as always, I hope you all stay positive, stay healthy. I'll see everyone tomorrow on our stream at 5 p.m. Later, y'all.